Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Rich Paul on LeBron James. This summer is about peace, not pressure. For the first time in his legendary career, LeBron James entered an offseason filled with real uncertainty. With the Los Angeles Lakers hesitant to discuss a contract extension beyond the 2025-26 season, and a weak free agent market limiting his options, LeBron had little choice but to opt into his $52 million player option. This marks the first time he's entered a season on an expiring contract, a reality that has added a new layer of complexity to his future. Naturally, this opened the door to speculation. Public statements from both LeBron and his longtime agent, Rich Paul, hinted that a potential departure could be on the table. That sparked an NBA-wide frenzy. Rumors linked LeBron to the Cavaliers, Knicks, Mavericks, and other contenders. Yet despite the noise, LeBron has not formally requested a trade. Why the pause? According to Paul, it's simple. This summer isn't about drama, it's about peace. Speaking with SiriusXM, he explained his message to LeBron clearly. There are so many voices in and around the game right now, so much noise in the media. Everyone has a job to do, and we respect that. But our job isn't to respond to every rumor or set the record straight. The priority right now is this: enjoy your summer. Find your joy. Paul continued, emphasizing LeBron's unique place in the NBA landscape. No one in the history of this league has ever faced the kind of expectations LeBron has. And still, after all these years, it's not about proving anyone wrong or trying to win the narrative. It's about living. The criticism will always be there. That's true for every player. But the journey is personal. That's what matters most. Despite the lack of a contract extension, LeBron remains one of the most powerful and respected figures in the game. If he were to push for a trade, it's hard to imagine the Lakers standing in his way, especially given their history of accommodating their stars with grace and respect. That's something Paul understands well. And it's exactly why he's encouraging LeBron to embrace the moment, tune out the distractions, and focus on what brings him happiness, on and off the court. LeBron was informed of Lakers' ownership change. In another twist this offseason, reports initially suggested that LeBron was left in the dark regarding Jeanie Buss's sale of the Lakers to billionaire Mark Walter. However, a later correction clarified that LeBron was informed. He simply chose not to make any public comment. That silence, much like his approach to trade rumors, reflects a broader theme this summer. LeBron James is choosing peace over pressure, reflection over reaction. And for a player who's carried the weight of a league on his shoulders for 2 decades, maybe that's exactly what he's earned. What the Lakers' plans mean for LeBron's legacy. The Lakers' hesitancy to offer an extension beyond 2025-26 sends a powerful message. They're recalibrating their approach around LeBron's twilight seasons. Everyone understands the stakes. Los Angeles still wants to compete, but not at the cost of risking long-term flexibility or delaying a full rebuild. For LeBron, this means there's a mutual understanding, and perhaps mutual respect, to leave this contract year open-ended. Should LA stumble out of the gate next season, both sides could decide a mid-season trade might be in everyone's best interests. But for now, the focus is squarely on the present. LeBron's off-season strategy, more than just rest. If this off-season is about more than getting away from the spotlight, what exactly is LeBron aiming to achieve? Sources close to him and Paul say it's a mix of rejuvenation. Family time. With all the drama swirling around his career, LeBron's prioritizing quality time with his wife and children, making each moment count. Personal projects. Beyond basketball, he's diving back into his foundation's educational initiatives and a handful of creative ventures, efforts he's been nurturing for years. Training and health. LeBron knows how critical staying in peak condition is. He's spending this summer refining his regimen, working with trainers, and doing the mental work necessary to gear up for his 22nd season. Shifting market dynamics in the NBA. LeBron's situation, and Paul's calm, measured response, also reflects broader dynamics in the league. Player empowerment 2.0. At a stage when many stars might push aggressively for trades or cash out, LeBron and Paul are choosing reflection and strategy over headlines. A subtle assertion that agency doesn't always mean aggression. Trade deadline TTL. LeBron's spot year changes the calculus for title contention, both for the Lakers and potential suitors. Mid-season moves now focus more on timing and opportunity than on default blockbuster deadlines. Legacy first, for the Lakers, retooling around LeBron rather than go all in on a full rebuild shows they're betting big on legacy in the near term, even if it means they'll have to make tougher decisions later. Fan and media repercussions. As the off-season drags on, reactions have been mixed. Some fans are ready for a shake-up, arguing the Lakers owe it to LeBron to build around him now, while others see the extended uncertainty as a sign of indecision. Pundits, meanwhile, are drawing parallels to LeBron's previous career turns, seeing shades of caution and calculation, much like his triangle era patience in Cleveland. Sports radio phones are lighting up with takes like, "This is classic LeBron, always a few moves ahead." A risk? Sure. But he's earned the right to live his way. What's next? Key dates to watch. September. Expect a re-evaluation point, where both sides review the team's off-season acquisitions and decide whether to push hard or ease into next season. Training camp. How does LeBron look? Is the chemistry strong with the new additions? These months will speak volumes. Mid-season deadline. This year, it's blockbuster or bust. If things aren't trending upward, a decisive move, potentially involving LeBron, could arrive in January. In the end, this summer isn't a detour. It's a strategic pause. For LeBron and the Lakers, it's about control, clarity, and choosing when to turn the dial back up. As the season approaches, the question won't be just where LeBron plays, but how, and under what circumstances, it all comes together. LeBron James opens up. "Michael Jordan was my greatest inspiration." For basketball fans around the world, the debate over who's the greatest NBA player of all time usually comes down to two names, Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Both legends have shaped the game in extraordinary ways, and while the conversation around who's the GOAT rages on, LeBron himself recently made something very clear. His biggest inspiration has always been Michael Jordan. During a heartfelt live episode of the Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash, LeBron didn't hesitate when asked who influenced him the most growing up. "When it comes to inspiration, there was no one more inspiring to me than Michael Jordan," LeBron said. "I think our games would have complemented each other too. MJ was a pure scorer, relentless. That was his mindset. If I had to pick someone to play with, it would be him." Then with a knowing smile, he added, half joking, half serious, "But I already know how y'all on social media are gonna twist this. Like, oh, now you wanna play with Jordan too? You've already played with everybody, bro." I didn't ask the question, I'm just answering it. That's the kind of moment that reminds us LeBron isn't just an icon, he's human. He knows how his words can instantly become headlines, and yet, he still chooses honesty. He grew up idolizing MJ just like millions of kids did in the 90s. Watching Jordan dominate the league and lead the Bulls to 6 championships lit a fire in a young LeBron James, who was just beginning to fall in love with the game. But Jordan wasn't his only role model. LeBron also paid homage to other stars who shaped his basketball identity. Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen, those guys inspired me too. I saw myself in those big, versatile wings. I always wanted to be that kind of forward, able to do a bit of everything. And he's not wrong. The influence of those players is evident in LeBron's style, his court vision, his size, his versatility. His shout-outs weren't just name drops. They were acknowledgments of the players who helped pave his path. As for the never-ending Jordan versus LeBron debate, that will rage on for generations. But what this moment shows is that respect and admiration have always been there, between legends, across eras. LeBron was notified of Lakers' historic sale to Mark Walter. Amid all the off-season noise, speculation swirled around LeBron's future with the Lakers, especially following reports that he wasn't informed about Jeanie Buss selling the team to billionaire Mark Walter. But those reports have since been corrected. LeBron was in fact notified of the deal. He simply chose not to make a public comment. That silence speaks volumes. It reflects a player who's seen it all, who's been in the spotlight for over 2 decades, and who, despite the chaos around him, still finds clarity in the things that matter: family, inspiration, and the game he loves. LeBron's tribute echoes across the league. LeBron's open admiration for Michael Jordan didn't stop at nostalgia. It reignited conversations across the NBA. Former coaches, analysts, and peers quickly weighed in, with many pointing to Jordan's unmatched competitive fire and LeBron's style blending strength, vision, and versatility, Both carried the torch for greatness in different eras. On NBA Today, analyst Maria Taylor reflected, "What LeBron is saying goes deeper than popular opinion. He's honoring a path that shaped him, one defined by competitive excellence, resilience, and constant reinvention." Meanwhile, modern-day stars like Jason Tatum and Devin Booker chimed in on social media, sharing their admiration for Jordan, and acknowledging how they've also looked to LeBron for inspiration. The admiration clearly runs in generations, and LeBron's words served as a bridge between the past and future of NBA excellence. Implications for LeBron's legacy and the GOAT debate. By openly naming Jordan as his guiding light, LeBron subtly strengthens his own legacy. He's not claiming to be the best, but he's aligning himself with greatness. That humility is part of what makes his longevity so rare. Such public declarations also have ripple effects on the ongoing GOAT debate. Respect over rivalry, LeBron's statement avoids comparison, and instead focuses on inspiration, adding nuance to a discussion often dominated by numbers and championship counts. Humanizing the icon, fans get a glimpse of the person behind the legend, someone who grew up chasing dreams and found direction in the footsteps of another. Legacy as a journey, LeBron's comment underscores that his career isn't just a quest for titles, it's about honoring the legacy of the game itself. Behind the silence on the ownership change. LeBron's decision to stay quiet about the Lakers sale wasn't a slip, it was a choice. He has always had multiple platforms, and choosing not to comment publicly speaks to his awareness of narrative control. Industry insiders emphasized. It's a sign of maturity. LeBron recognizes that not every headline needs his voice. It's strategic timing. He knows when to speak, and when silence serves broader goals, on and off the court. It's an assertion of agency. Not reacting to every update reinforces that he's focused on substance, not spectacle. Wider blowback and fan sentiment. Across social media and basketball forums, fans echoed LeBron's sentiment, many celebrating the way he honored MJ's influence, others noting how transparent and respectful he was in handling franchise changes. Some fans also expressed relief. This is why he's different. Even in uncertainty, LeBron stays grounded and gives respect where it's due. And even in chatter about the franchise sale or speculation about trades, his message remained consistent. Keep the focus personal, not performative. Looking ahead, what this means for LeBron and the Lakers. As training camp draws near and contract decisions loom, LeBron's tone of calm confidence sets a blueprint. Personal focus. Prioritize joy, health, and growth, on family and personal legacy. Selective silence. Respond when necessary, but let others carry the noise when it's not required. Legacy through action. Let his work on the court speak louder than statements off it. Lakers news. 4 teams have reached out to Rich Paul about a possible LeBron James trade. Despite a whirlwind start to the offseason for Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James and his agent Rich Paul, one thing has remained crystal clear: their message hasn't wavered. After opting into his $52.6 million player option for the 2025-26 season, marking the first time in his career that he'll play on an expiring contract, LeBron made his stance known. He wasn't demanding a trade, but he was paying close attention to how the Lakers were moving this summer. Naturally, that sparked a wave of speculation. Fake trade scenarios flooded social media, and rumors swirled linking him to teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers, for obvious reasons, the New York Knicks, the Dallas Mavericks, and others. Still, it was just noise. LeBron hadn't asked out. That same message was reinforced during the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. ESPN's Dave McMenamin reiterated what many already suspected, but also dropped an intriguing update. Paul made it clear to me that LeBron has not requested a trade and hasn't even discussed the idea of one with the Lakers. He also told me that 4 teams have reached out to express interest in trading for LeBron. So, if a trade were to happen, it would be on LeBron's terms. He'd have to change his mind, go to Lakers management, and make that request himself. For now, the Lakers seem more than willing to move forward with him under contract and see what this current roster can accomplish. And while fans and insiders alike continue to guess which 4 teams contacted Rich Paul, none of that changes the reality. LeBron James is still a Laker, and no trade talks are in motion. LeBron's focus: enjoying the offseason, not stirring the pot. Sure, LeBron doesn't have a contract extension in hand just yet. But make no mistake, he remains one of the most influential players in NBA history. If he wanted out, chances are the Lakers would work with him to make it happen. That's the kind of respect he's earned. Rich Paul knows that too. And that's exactly why his focus right now is helping LeBron enjoy his offseason. No pressure, no distractions. With all the external noise and endless headlines that come with being LeBron James, one thing remains steady. The king is in control of his future. The NBA reacts. LeBron watch heats up, even without a trade request. Even without a formal trade demand, the league has taken notice. The mere fact that LeBron is on an expiring deal for the first time in his storied career has created a ripple effect. Front offices are circling, calculating, wondering, what if he becomes available? The fact that 4 teams have already reached out to Rich Paul speaks volumes. That kind of proactive interest, before any hint of discontent from the player himself, is rare. It underscores how powerful LeBron's presence still is at age 40, and how dramatically he could shift a franchise's outlook with a single move. While the identities of those 4 teams remain unconfirmed, speculation has run wild. Some insiders point to the usual suspects, contenders with assets and a win-now mentality. Others float more surprising names, franchises looking to make a bold leap and revamp their image. Regardless, the message is clear. If there's even a sliver of a chance LeBron hits the market, teams want in. Inside the Lakers' strategy, confidence or calculated risk. From the Lakers' side, the organization appears calm, at least publicly. Their recent moves, including the selection of Bronny James in the draft and the hiring of respected head coach J.J. Redick, seem tailored not only to keep LeBron engaged but also to build for a future that might still include him. Bringing Bronny aboard, in particular, was seen by many as more than just a sentimental decision. It could be a strategic play to keep LeBron in purple and gold for at least one more season, maybe even longer. And for LeBron, the chance to share the court with his son, a historic first for the NBA, may be reason enough to stay put, at least for now. However, not everyone is convinced that this is the end of the story. Some league executives believe that if the Lakers start slow or fail to bring in another star-caliber piece, LeBron could very well re-evaluate his position come mid-season. With the trade deadline always lurking, the situation remains fluid. The bigger picture, LeBron's legacy and final act. At this point in his career, LeBron isn't just chasing championships, he's curating the final chapter of a legendary journey. Every decision he makes now will shape not only how he finishes his playing days, but also how his legacy is remembered. Does he stay loyal to the Lakers and aim for one last title run in LA? Does he consider a storybook return to Cleveland, where it all began? Or does he shock the league once more with a bold, unexpected move? For now, LeBron is enjoying the summer training, spending time with family, and preparing for year 22. But as the noise grows louder and the regular season approaches, all eyes will be on him. Because when LeBron James is at the center of NBA rumors, nothing is ever off the table. Rich Paul, LeBron James never asked the Lakers for a contract extension. As LeBron James prepares to enter the 2025-26 NBA season, he's stepping into truly unfamiliar territory. For the first time in his iconic career, he's heading into a season with an expiring contract, after choosing to opt into the final year of his 2-year, $52.6 million deal with the Los Angeles Lakers. Naturally, the move sparked a storm of speculation. Shortly after the decision, LeBron's longtime agent, Rich Paul, made comments that hinted the 4-time champion might be open to finishing his career elsewhere, setting off a media frenzy and igniting trade rumors linking LeBron to various teams across the league. As the buzz grew louder, many speculated that this situation stemmed from the Lakers' supposed failure to offer LeBron a contract extension. Even subtle social media posts, like LeBron sharing content related to the Cleveland Cavaliers, were seen as signs of frustration. But according to ESPN's Dave McMenamin, that narrative doesn't hold up. And it comes straight from the source. Some suggested the root of the issue was that the Lakers didn't offer LeBron an extension beyond this season, McMenamin reported. But Rich Paul told me directly, they never asked for one. That one statement shifts the entire perspective. What's really going on behind the scenes? Like with anything involving LeBron, there are layers. One possibility? Paul and LeBron always intended to play out this final year and reevaluate their options later. Purely a strategic decision. Another interpretation is that Paul's statement is part of a calculated public relations move, painting the situation as mutual, or even suggesting LeBron was the one holding back from renewing, mirroring what some believe the Lakers might be doing. But here's what's undeniable. Both sides are at a crossroads. And sooner or later, they'll have to sit down and decide what comes next, whether it's one final push together or a new chapter apart. LeBron's focus: peace, not pressure. Amid all the noise, LeBron is keeping his focus where it matters: on his health, his family, and enjoying the offseason. Extension or not, trade or not, he's still one of the most respected and powerful athletes in NBA history. If he wanted to request a trade or push for a new team, it's hard to imagine the Lakers standing in his way, given how they've treated their stars in the past. And that's exactly why Rich Paul wants LeBron to relax. To breathe. To take in the summer before another season begins. Because no matter how loud the headlines get, LeBron James still controls the narrative. The league responds. Uncertainty around LeBron sends ripples across the NBA. Even without a formal trade request or extension talks on the table, LeBron's current situation has quickly become one of the biggest stories of the offseason. His decision to simply not commit beyond this year has left teams, analysts, and fans reading between every line and every Instagram post. Front offices around the league are watching closely. The idea of LeBron becoming a true free agent in 2026, even at age 41, is not being taken lightly. There's a growing belief that if things don't go well in LA this season, teams could be positioning themselves to make a serious run at him in free agency, or even mid-season if trade talks were to suddenly heat up. You don't ignore a window with LeBron James, one anonymous executive reportedly told an insider source. Even if it's small, even if it's 1 year, he moves the needle like no one else. Bronny's draft and the J.J. Redick factor. The Lakers' recent decisions have only added more fuel to the speculation fire. Drafting Bronny James wasn't just a feel-good story. It was a calculated move, perhaps one aimed at increasing the odds that LeBron stays in Los Angeles through at least one more season. Pair that with the hiring of rookie head coach J.J. Redick, someone LeBron deeply respects and recently partnered with on their podcast, and the Lakers seem to be building a structure not just around talent, but around trust. Still, there's no guarantee that even these moves will be enough. LeBron's priorities have evolved. At this stage of his career, he's not just playing for titles. He's shaping his legacy on his own terms. That could mean staying with the Lakers. Or it could mean giving himself the flexibility to pivot, if the situation demands it. What comes next? With training camp just a couple of months away, both the Lakers and LeBron are heading into a season filled with unknowns. Will the front office make another big move to strengthen the roster? Will LeBron remain committed to the franchise long-term? Will he and Bronny actually share the court in meaningful minutes? One thing is clear, LeBron is leaving every option open, and that in itself sends a powerful message. For now though, he's staying quiet, working behind the scenes, and enjoying the rare calm before what could become a stormy year ahead. But in a league that never sleeps, and with a figure as iconic as LeBron James in the spotlight, silence doesn't mean inaction. It means something is always in motion. So as the off-season winds down, the question isn't just where LeBron will play. It's why, and what it will ultimately mean for the future of the Lakers, and the legacy of the most influential player of his generation.